the client side is actually answering the phone, or to make sure that somebody actually does pick up the phone and the line just does not continue to ring. We also review any utility procurement opportunities as well as any telecommunication carrier opportunities. Some examples of billing errors can be anything from estimated reads when the utility provider cannot get out to read the meter to casual billing charges that occur with the telecommunication providers when a long-distance carrier may not be picked. There could be tax errors. There could be other problems with the accounts that are listed below, but it's not limited to these errors only. An example of a spreadsheet that we use in order to key the client information in, and a good example of why an audit should be performed by a client is shown here. This happens to be an electric bill for a company, and the trending information over the last 18 months. The information shows the dates that the bills were issued, the kilowatt hours used, the kW of demand, and the cost. If looking at the cost fields from an accounting perspective, it does not look like anything's out of line. But to follow the kW demand field, you can see that the kW was billed 40 to 50 kW each month. Then, come November of 2007, there was a kW charge of 104 kW, which is completely out of line with a normal charge. This would normally not be picked up by an accounting department, but was picked up by our auditors, and a billing credit was issued in the amount of $959. Another example is anytime you have an interchange of information between two companies, there can be errors. And in this particular example, the gas company read the meter, found the usage to be a certain number. When it submitted it to the marketing firm to be billed, the numbers were skewed and the bill was incorrect. Those billed errors were highlighted in yellow in this example. The next slide shows an overlap in dates of billing. You can see the 1 month, May of 27th of 08 to June 25th of 08, and then the following bill went from June 15th, 08 to July 23rd. So there was a 10-day overlap and a $5,000 billing error as a result of that. This next slide shows an example of where the client was getting credits for sewage that was not being charged on the account. Typically, whenever a large manufacturer or hospital has deduct meters in place, they are to get credits on a monthly basis for sewer costs. And you can see in this particular example in the spreadsheet, the credits simply disappeared in the month of March. We were able to obtain a substantial credit as a result of this. Another example on the telecommunications side is an example shown here. The line highlighted in yellow is a March billing that shows the in-state usage was 100 times what it normally is. In this particular example, we were able to obtain a several $100 refund for that particular client. We also provide rate analysis. This particular example shows what the client was on the current rate, spending $49,966. We ran the analysis and showed other rates that were available, and there was one available that showed that the client would have paid $48,468 for savings of about $1,500 per year. This next slide shows an example of lines that ring or are disconnected that the client is still being paid for. As in this example, we call every phone number that the client is being charged for and document exactly what happens on the other end of the call. The items highlighted in yellow show ring no answers. The client would need to investigate to see if those lines are no longer needed. The highlighted orange fields show lines that are actually disconnected, but the client is still paying for those lines. We also do long distance analysis. This particular example shows where we went out and shopped the customer's local and long distance services and found a better price, cheaper with another carrier. Some of our proactive auditing services after the initial audit is done is to keep the client informed on market changes. This is a format of something we send out on a weekly basis to all our clients, giving them updates on the energy market. Likewise, our account managers send out information in a proactive mode whenever they see a bill jump that not necessarily is a billing error. In this particular example, the client usually bills about $73 per month for water. The bill jumped to $344. The Erie Grant Corporation confirmed that it was not a billing error, but in fact, what ended up happening by being a proactive approach, the client was able to determine that there was a leak in one of the toilets that caused the extra billing. We also keep our client abreast of natural gas and electric deregulated markets. This particular slide shows examples of where the natural gas market is deregulated and opportunities exist for the client to go out and shop their gas in the open market. Likewise, the next slide shows electric deregulation and where the opportunities lie in that particular deregulated market. We also provide reports on an as-needed basis or as-requested basis at no additional charge. This particular example shows a client who wanted 3 years' worth of information trended in a graph format, which we provided. Another client, in this particular example, wanted information on which of his hotel properties were the most energy efficient. We took the information and normalized it over occupancy, billing days, and degree days in order to rank the hotels so they could see which one was the most efficient and which one was the least efficient. Another area that we get involved in that has saved the client money is removing maintenance from phone systems. And you can see in this particular slide, an average client spends about $408,000 a year on phone maintenance. Where using Eric Ryan's time and material service, the average cost is $182,000, which literally cuts their billings in half. Those are some very quick examples of how we can be of service and where we see opportunity. A lot of times we get asked the question, why the Eric Ryan Corporation? And in closing, I'd like to keep these thoughts in mind for you to consider. First off, we provide a fee-for-service program that is very, very flexible with regard to our clients. We can do shared savings, which a lot of clients of ours enjoy having. We also can do a fixed fee charge or charge on a per month basis, a flat monthly retainer. The other advantage to having us is there are no obligation to implement any of the recommendations we make. If we make a recommendation, you decide to move forward, there is no fee. Another great advantage to having the Eric Ryan Corporation is once you approve the items, we implement them, monitor them, and report the savings on them each and every month until our contract period is over with our client. One of the things we're very proud of is the fact that we have been able to retain 87% of the clients that we've actually done work for. They still continue to find value in what we do and still continue to have a working relationship with them. And of course, we're large enough, in fact, one of the largest auditing firms in the country, so we're large enough to serve you, yet small enough to know you. Thank you for attending the Eric Ryan PowerPoint presentation. Well, I truly appreciate your time. And I hope you found some value in viewing our PowerPoint presentation about the Eric Ryan Corporation and the services that we provide. In today's dynamic and volatile energy and telecommunications market, most companies cannot afford to not have a utility bill audit done, and we encourage you to do so. Whether you're downsizing, right-sizing, upsizing, or just simply trying to save money, it is best to have an audit done to see if there's any uncovered dollars that could be there for you to utilize in other ways. And we hope that through all this that you will in fact choose the Eric Ryan Corporation to do your utility and telecommunications bill auditing needs. You can find us at ericryan.com or simply call us at 1-800-837-6406. Again, thank you for your time and my best to you going forward.